"Thou's started to shave, I hope," Mr. Bundle shouted, as the lorry ground its way up the hill that led from Lancashire to Cheshire. I think he'd begun to worry about me. I nodded and offered him a cigarette. His smoking added to the fog. "Not right that thou should go to London on thy own." He sneezed. "How old art thou?" 16. It was the summer of 1933. "Thou too young to be going off like that. Can't think what's got into the head. Can't think." Drugged by fumes and weariness, I fell asleep. Several hours later I woke to the rattle of the engine. I was cooked at the front and frozen at the side. It was still dark. Our headlights danced on the road. "Where are we?" "Midlands." Mr. Bundle drew his gloved hand across the glass. All I could see was the shadow of wayside trees, the veiled lights of towns in the distance, and approaching cars which burst out of the darkness in a glittering stream. A bright flash, a muffled thump, and they were gone. Now and again the moon broke through. I'd never been so far from home. It made me catch my breath. There was no going back now. I'd gone and done it. The cold air blew through the torn canvas at my side. I pulled my cap down hard, tightened my muffler, and rolled myself into a ball. I woke with a start when Mr. Bundle crashed to a lower gear and pulled off the road. The truck shuddered to a halt before a wayside cafe. We scrambled down, stamped our cramped legs, and made our way across the parking lot. Some drivers were cranking up, ready to leave. Moths jittered around the swaying bulb above the door. The smell of sausages and mash hit us as we entered. A row of dim lights hung over oilcloth-covered tables. There was a rumble of talk. Through a cloud of tobacco smoke, dim figures shuffled across the worn linoleum. Pictures of boxers stared from the whitewashed walls. In a corner, a blanket-covered driver lay snoring. I took off my coat. At the counter, a fellow in a brown apron slopped out tea from a dented urn. Rock buns and doorstep ham sandwiches were stacked on glass trays. Mr. Bundle put a bun on my plate. I offered a penny to pay for his tea. "Nay, they'll need that when they gets to London." He pushed the coin back with a grubby finger. Spilling tea from our mugs, we joined several others hunched over a food-splattered table. They had tired faces. Some still wore caps and mufflers. "Hello! How do, Ernie? Fancy seeing thee." I thought it exciting to join a group of night riders shoveling bangers and onions with HP sauce at 2 o'clock in the morning. "Who's younger, Ernie?" "Dick Whittington." Mr. Bundle opened his coat and pushed his cap to the back of his head. "Going to London to make his pile, he is." "Where's Cat?" "Dick Whittington had a cat." "In lorry. Worn out, cat is." They burst out laughing. "Just as well lad's using his wings afore he gets a ball and chain." They scraped their forks and slurped their tea. "Watch out, young'un. London's full of thieves, cheats, tricksters and tarts. Beware of the damsel modest and meek. She eats 13 faggots and 9 pigs' feet." They thumped the table, shoved each other, and rattled the cups and plates.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.